Hi everyone, this is Dee. Today I want to take a moment and share my thoughts about one of the greatest issues in the Black community. My rant is about being denied and deprived. Just in case I step on anyone's toes today, know that I'm only speaking the truth, so I cannot and I will not apologize for the truth. I sat today and I don't know, I kept seeing so many different things pop up on my screen. And I typically will go through and read watch different videos, read different comments, and I don't know, just kind of look around YouTube and other places on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, and just kind of look and see what's going on out there in the world, what people have to say. And one of the things that kind of stuck out like a sore thumb to me, I look at several different comments, and sometimes I see things that people say about, Black people in general. And then what really kind of got me was, when I see comments about Black women. And I've even heard, on different YouTube channels, people saying negative things about Black women, and I blow things off because I know there are some hungry, thirsty, ignorant people out there. Unfortunately, some of them are brothers out there with negative things to say about Black women. And it kind of like, I don't know, sometimes it'll touch sometimes it'll like get me riled up. I'm ready to say something about it. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, whatever, dude. You just talking out the side of your head. But the more I thought about it today, I said, let me go ahead and address this issue because it really is something that needs to be addressed. If a Black woman is ugly, mean, rude, aggressive, whatever negative, descriptive words you want to assign to a Black woman, please take a moment and analyze that person to see if their negativity is justified. Because we as Black women, we have a humongous task of not only raising our children, but keeping them safe. Not only keeping them safe, but keeping ourselves safe. Not only keeping ourselves safe, but also trying to maintain our homes and provide for our children, provide for ourselves, and then carry ourselves in a way that is, respected, even when we're often not respected. So if a Black woman is angry, if she's mean, if she's rude, if she has an attitude, maybe she has a reason. I mean, let's just face the truth. Let the truth be the truth and let a lie be a lie. Black women are the most denied people in the United States of America. Black women and African women are the most denied people in the world. Everybody places themselves above us. Everybody. It is a sad and hard cross to bear when you know that no matter where you go, you are not going to be treated fairly by your counterparts. Whether it's a Black woman and Black man, whether it's a Black woman, a white woman, Black woman, an Asian woman, Black woman, a white man, Black woman, Asian man, whatever the nationality, Black women are looked down on regardless of who they interact with. We're expected to be sweet and demure, pristine, and accepting of every little bump and tittle in the road. And that is... Oh, Jesus, please help me, Lord. We may want to be nice. We may want to be sweet. But if you cross us the wrong way, we're going to give you what you're really asking for. And that's just the truth of it. Because I guarantee you, Black women work harder than anybody else trying to do what's right. But we'll only take so much before you're going to get that other side. First of all, I just want to bring some facts, and then I'm going to, do my little commentary, and I'm going to be out of here. The facts that I'm bringing are going to come from blackdemographics.com. That information will be provided in the comment section. Please go check out that information because it does give us some good solid facts about the number of Black people in our communities, those who are educated, those who are going to school, those who are working. Kind of gives you an overall view of what's going on in the Black community in the United States of America. First, I want to share some stone cold facts, and I definitely want you to check these facts out because we need to operate based on fact, not just based on someone else's carefully scripted rhetoric. People can tell you anything, but can they verify what they're saying? We need to operate from facts. Fact, the effect of slavery on Black women. Black women didn't feel like they had any control over their bodies, their relationship, or the safety of their children. This was the effect of slavery. And if you think about it, even today, to a certain degree, some of these lingering, principles actually still linger in society today to a certain degree. Black women still don't have 100% control over their body because the government is trying to take that control away. They want to be able to kill off our babies at any given chance. They don't care about us. They want us to stay, they want us to keep birth control and everything else because they don't want our population to grow. Because they know that Black women love them some Black men. I mean, let's go on and face it. If Black women didn't love Black men, it wouldn't be so many Black children. I mean, people can say that there are some that's jumped ship and some that's left the camp, but hey, that's not everybody. Let's just go on and face it. There's plenty Black kids out there. I mean, we need to make more. Yeah, true, that's true. But Black women love Black men because if Black women didn't love Black men, it wouldn't be Black kids. Now, let's just go and face that. Second, no control over relationships. Over a course of 250 years, that is a quarter of a millennia. That's a quarter of a millennia. That's a quarter of 1,000 years. So over the course of more than 250 years, Black women have been told that they have no control over the relationship that they share with the man that they love and want to build a family with. When you strip away the family bonds, where does that leave you? Nobody, I wonder, has anyone ever done a study to look at the effect of stripping away the Black man from the Black family during slavery days? How does it affect the Black family today? Is that the reason why the Black family today suffers so much? Because if you think about it, anything that is going to be deeply rooted into the fabric of a society, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time for it to be before it becomes a, kind of like a rule of thumb. Not something that everybody walks around tout and say, oh, I'm not going to stay in no relationship. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, what effect did 250 years of women sleeping with a man, loving a man, accepting that man as her husband, and then bam, they done snatched him up and sold his Black behind away from her? How does a woman feel? How can she really truly gain the assurance of the Black relationship when historically and systemically Black men have been ripped away from Black women for centuries? Because the reality is, what was going on during slavery days is still going on today, with men being incarcerated in prison. And then let's not forget the fact that some men decide that they don't want a woman anymore, that they don't want to be in a relationship with a woman. Some men decide that they don't want to be in a relationship with a Black woman. So there are a lot of systemic things that are going on which make that Black relationship not as strong as it should be. and therefore takes away the value of the Black relationship. Where are the studies that look at the yays and the nays of this potential question? What did slavery do to the Black family and the ideology of the cohesive unit, which is the Black family? What did slavery do to that? What does all these mass incarcerations of Black men, what does that do to the Black family? I mean, we know the answer. We know the answer just because it's right there in our face. But where is the proof? We got plenty of scientists. We got plenty of people, Black people who are scientists, Black people with money. Where are the studies to prove the negative effects of slavery and the negative effects of the penal system and the negative effects of all the other factors that target and try to destroy the Black family unit? Where is the science, the research to back up that question? The effect of slavery and the fact that Black women have no control over the safety of their children, even yet today, Black women fear sending their children outside. Black women fear sending their sons outside because we don't know what's going to happen to them. Look at what's going on with the situation with the police. Every time you turn around, a Black child is being shot down. For what? For what? During slavery days, a child could, or during the civil rights days, a child could be lynched, could be hung up, strung up, could be burned any ungodly thing for no reason whatsoever, simply because his skin was not white, it's dark, it's brown, or it's light brown, simply because it's not white. Black women do not have control over the safety of their children. All of these factors, the lack of control over the Black woman's body, the lack of control over the relationships that Black women engage in, because we're not sure whether our relationships are going to last or not. We just go in kind of blind, hoping and praying that it works. And if it doesn't, we're left devastated. And then the lack of control over the safety of our children. The lack of control over the safety of our children. How devastating is that, to be afraid to send your child to school, to be afraid to send your child across the street to the little corner store, to be afraid to send your child outside because you don't want anything negative or bad to happen to your child. There are so many things that factor into the stressors in a Black woman's life that nobody takes the time to even look at, examine, and see how that affects a Black woman's decision about many aspects of her life. What is the effect of the lack of positive Black males and relationships in the Black community? In 2013, there were 316.2 million people in the United States. 21.5 million Black males, or 48% of the Black population, and 23.5 million Black females, or 52% of the Black population. Now, if you look at those numbers, and I'm sure these numbers are approximate. They're not exact, because there's no way to know 100% how many people are actually here, because people are coming and going at all times. But when you look at the numbers, and let's suppose that these numbers are accurate, 23.5 million Black females, or 52% of the Black population, 21.5 million Black males, or 48% of the Black population. So before we even look at marriages, relationships, or anything, we're already starting out with the deficit. There are more Black women than there are Black men. There are more Black females than there are Black males. When you look at that, that is something to behold. That is something to behold. That is something to behold. We start out with a 2 million people deficit from the beginning. 2 million people deficit. In other words, there are more women and there are more black women and less black men to go around. So what does that create? I mean, let's look at numbers and let's look at facts and let's stop doing suppositions, because anybody can suppose something or assume something. And we know what they say about making an assumption. When you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and me. That's what the word assume is. ASSUME, assume. So instead of making an assumption, how about we look at the facts and the numbers to determine, how do we get these numbers up? How do we increase the number of black men available to black women for marriage? Because the reality is, you might have 21.5 million black males. Those include black young, that's including black children. That's also male children. That's including teens who are not ready for marriage. And that's also including black men who are not, they are not seeking black women as partners. So when you look at those numbers, you have to break those numbers out, and you have to look at the numbers a little deeper, because not everybody is going to be eligible for that marriage pool. And when we start looking at not everybody being eligible for that marriage pool, what is the true deficit? How many black women are there that actually will marry a black man? And how many black men are available for that woman to marry? Those are things that we need to look at. We can't just say, oh, you wrong because you going out marrying a white man, or marrying this man, or dating this or that. If there's not anybody there today, well, one thing I'll say is this. People want love and affection. And unfortunately, some people, I'm not even going to say unfortunately, because the reality is, I wouldn't wish for anyone to spend their life alone. Who wants to be alone? Who wants to be by themselves with nobody to love and care for them? So when we look at those numbers and we look at the fact that black women already start out with a deficit, they start out from jump with a deficit. If all 23.5 million black women were seeking a black man, and all 21.5 million black men were seeking a black woman, there's already a 2 million man deficit. We haven't taken into account the penal system. We haven't taken into account the fact that you have some men that are attracted to men. We haven't taken into the account that some men will never get married. There's a lot of things we haven't taken into account. We start out with a deficit from jump, but then we're expected to worship and adore our black counterparts. What if there's no black counterparts there? Or what if a man just simply don't want you? What if a black man what if everybody in your community, all the black men in your community, look at you and say, that's not my cup of tea? I mean, we got to be realistic with this thing. Because I hear all these people ranting and raving about pro-black, pro-black, pro-black. Yeah, I love the ideal of pro-black, but I wouldn't sit and be by myself just because somebody says, oh, well, there's not really enough men to go around, so 2 million of you women are just going to have to do without. Baloney. Baloney. And then, last but not least, what is the effect of black women being denied and deprived in the United States of America? I want to read an excerpt from a book called True Black Love by author Ilianna Binoche. And this excerpt basically describes the anger, the frustration of being a black woman in a country that doesn't love you. Black women desire, need, and want every positive emotion and benefit of being an American. When that is denied or stifled, their anger and frustration is what people see. Society makes the unfair assessment which allow Black women to be denied the full credit they deserve for the many contributions they make to this nation. Black women are not angry, they are deprived. Black women are the most invisible people in America. That's the reason Black women are forced to speak louder. They are forced to sing better. They are forced to work harder. They are forced to give more. Finally, they are forced to love deeper. Black women are forced to do so much more. And when they don't gain a just return on their investment, they are labeled as being aggressive, mean, and rude. Black women are not angry. They are deprived. That is no truer statement has ever been made. Black women are not angry. We love just like everybody else. We get happy and have joy in our life just like everybody else. But we also get tired of being stepped on, walked on. We get tired of people putting their feet in our head, our neck, and our back and telling us, no, 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 you can't, and you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. We're tired of that because we are just as good, if not better, than our counterparts. We have to do more for less, and we're expected to do it with a smile. In my summation, I just want to say there are more Black females than there are Black males. With the deficit of Black males to marry and bear Black children, how can the Black community deter not just women but also men from seeking relationships outside of the Black community? The propaganda which paints Black women in a negative light has a part of the blame to bear for the large sections of our community who are unmarried or married outside the Black community. Black women have always been undervalued, even though we have propped up the U.S. Black women deserve the love and the respect of this nation for the hard work, sacrifice, and suffering we have endured for years, for centuries. It's time to stop painting Black women in a negative light and uphold them as the precious jewels that they really and truly are. We all have seen and known a grandma in the community who feeds, clothes, loves, and houses children that don't even belong to her. But because she loves those kids, because she loves those children, because she loves her community, because she loves her Blackness, she digs deep into herself, gives everything away, and receives nothing in return. This is the plight of the Black woman in the United States of America. And if we're going to fix the Black family, we need to start with the matriarch first, because she is the source of all things good, beautiful, and wonderful about being Black. Not one man Black woman, not one male Black, not one female Black can be born into this nation without the presence of the most beautiful, precious jewel, the Black mother. And if she does not receive her just reward, how can she appreciate what is expected of her in this Black community? The Black community should not be an abyss to the Black woman. The Black community should uplift the Black woman and sing her praises, because everything about Black being Black, Blackness, Black power, Black love, pro-Blackness, it starts in the loins and in the womb of the Black woman. And that was my rant today. That was my rant today. I just had to share that. We need to love our Black women. Stop with the foolishness about Black women. Nothing about being Black could exist if that Black woman was not there. As always, just a little housekeeping, just a little bit of housekeeping. Please do not come to this page thinking you are going to be disrespectful or behave in a ridiculous manner. I do not do foolishness on any level. Period, point blank, exclamation point, and always with a smiley face. Please do not come to this page thinking you are going to bash anyone over here. If I see it, you will be politely escorted out. I expect grown-ups to behave like adults and not like kids. If you don't like the comment, thanks for stopping by, but you are not forced to stay. So leave if you feel you need to do so. Once again, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate all of your comments. I appreciate your love. I appreciate the hate. I appreciate your feedback. Thank you once again, guys. Bye-bye.